Hey guys, so I have some extra time before I go to work today, and I really wanted to share with you my way of how I do crystal grids. And I mean, if anyone has any interest in metaphysical and healing activities, let's just call it, I'm not saying that I'm the first one to be doing this on YouTube. I mean, you can find so many different videos on YouTube about just crystal grids, but then even more videos about crystals in general and their metaphysical properties and their healing properties and magical uses and everything you could think of. It's been done before. So this is just one video, and if you don't like the way that I do it, there are other ways, but this is just how I like to do it, and for that, it's that reason that I'm making my own video for it, despite the fact that there are so many others, because everyone kind of has a little bit of a different way of doing it, and I just want to put in my 2 cents and give a different perspective. So let's go. So, well actually before I move the camera, so with crystal grids, you can use a crystal grid for almost anything that you would just use crystals for. It could be used for healing. If you saw in my other video, I made a crystal grid for financial prosperity and just money in general. You could do them for psychism, for energy balance, in rooms and in things like that. You can do it for relaxation. I mean, almost anything, because a crystal grid basically, to put it in very simple terms, is just using the metaphysical qualities of a crystal in a geometric or structured pattern to amplify one another and just become one big powerhouse of energy associated with whatever you're doing. So the first thing I like to do when I do any crystal grid is clear the space around me. Sometimes I'll do a circle, sometimes I'll just do a little spoken word affirmation, just to clear the energy. Or I'll use an incense, because I'm an incense hoarder. So I use incense with everything. So however you like to do it, I clear the space. And then I like to set my intention for what I'm going to be doing with this crystal grid even before I start making it, and then I keep restating that intention either out loud or in my head that I have set for this crystal grid as I'm making the crystal grid. So with that in mind, let's get started. Let me just see how I can do this here. I'm sorry that we're in my room, by the way. I really wanted to do this outside because it's so pretty and nice outside today, but whatchamacallit, our neighbors are doing lawn work, and it is louder and more distracting than anything I could think of, and there was just no way of getting around it. I tried making a video just to like test it out, and I played it back and it just didn't work. But anyway, so I have 6.5 minutes to do this. So you always want to start with a power crystal. That's what I like to call it. Other people call it something different. My power crystal is going to be a clear quartz cluster. It's very, hold on, do my other hand because I have to focus, of course. It's very pretty. It looks like a little heart, kind of, also. A little bit, right? So I'm going to use that. And this is going to just be like a healing grid, okay, with the purposes of healing. So that's going to be the power crystal, okay? I always put the power crystal first, but you don't have to. Oh, and I completely forgot to mention this. Before you put the crystal down, the power crystal, just focusing, whatever. Before you put the power crystal down, I always like to use my aura cleansing oil. I'll just put a little bit on my hand. Oh, that was a little bit actually, schnitzel. And I'll rub it in my hands, and then I'll just rub the crystal to clean the energy of the crystal and to neutralize it and to just give it a nice, fresh, clean slate. That way the intentions that I set for this crystal are, really, really surging through. Now my hands are all oily. But anyway, let me put the cap back on that before I lose any more than I plan to. And take this back. Okay, so that will be the power crystal, okay? And then I kind of just grabbed random crystals that I associate with healing for this, because I'm not actually going to use this. This is just to show you guys how it would work. But some crystals that you can use for healing, agate, this is off the top of my head, I'm trying to think. Agate, some people associate amethyst with it, although I really don't. I really use agate. I love agate, and that's what's going to be a lot of this, is going to be agate. Let me see, bloodstone, sometimes people use calcite, celestite, clear quartz, garnet, hematite, holy stones, some people use jade, lapis lazuli, trying to think, I guess sodalite maybe, if people wanted to, and pink tourmaline and turquoise. Those are some that can be used for healing, okay? And I also like opalite and tiger's eye. For some reason I associate them with healing properties. But anyway, so I'm going to align this one with 4 hematites, okay? And now again, as I'm doing this, in my head, you know, I'm saying that I want this to be a healing. And again, you can specify that for if you just want to be healing yourself, if you want to heal someone else, if you just want to have healing energies in a room, you know, maybe if you're sick and, you know, you want to do this crystal grid in your bedroom for healing, you know, just a nice, healthy, you know, energy in your room. So I have the 4 hematites. And then I'm going to do an opalite. I'm going to kind of try to make like a spiral shape. I'm not too creative, but we'll see. Opalite, crystal quartz, tiger's eye, okay, and then the last 4 are going to be agates. And one agate in particular I really love as a healing stone. I'm going to try to show you guys. Sorry if you can hear my mom vacuuming downstairs. This is an agate, but I call it just an eye. It just has an eye. You see that little black dot? And for some reason, I feel like these kind of stones that have, like these kind of agates that have the eyes, just have such good healing properties. I absolutely love them. Ooh, I'm only at 2 minutes left. I have to hurry. So anyway, so I'm going to use that one first. And then this is just a banded agate, okay? All the rest of these are just going to be agates, because I love agate. Okay, so now we kind of have, if you look at it, we kind of have a little half circle spirally shape to it, okay? And now you always want to use a crystal point or a crystal wand to program the grid. And this is the crystal point that I have talked about in my previous video that I always love to use. So that's what I'm going to use for this. Now, the way that I would normally do this is I would go to 1 stone at a time, and it doesn't matter where you start, 1 stone other than the power stone, and direct the energy from that stone to the power crystal, and then down the line into all the others. So I'll go like this, and then I'll come to all the ones out here, and this whole time I'm doing this, you know, I'm saying, you know, these stones bring me healing, amplify my, you know, intentions, whatever you want to say, you know, it's up to you. So then after you've done that, I go in the shape of the grid. You know, if it's a circle, I just do a circle. If it's a spiral, you know, I'll go in the spiral, and I'll direct all the energy so that all the crystals are connected, they're all amplified, and now it's programmed. And crystal grids are somewhat semi-permanent. You know, you can leave them as long as you'd like, wherever you'd like. Take them down whenever you'd like. Taking them down is super easy. You really just, you know, some people like to, you know, deprogram them. And they would just do everything in reverse order and, you know, deprogram all the crystals. I feel like that's not necessary because I just take them down. And I feel like if they keep that energy in them, that's fine. I'll just, you know, maybe cleanse them afterwards or do something else. I don't feel the need to ever deprogram, but sometimes if I feel in the mood for it, you know, I will. This, obviously, I'm just going to take it down because I didn't really actually do this, but this is what you would do if you actually did want to do a grid. And you can, the shapes, you can do any shapes you want, really. You know, it just has to have some structure to it, you know. You don't want them looking, you know, like this, and then call that a crystal grid, you know? That's just a pile of crystals. But anyway, I only have 10 seconds left, so I hope this video helped. Please subscribe. I will be putting out many more videos. If you have any questions, please ask. And until next time, guys, blessed be, and I love you.